1 2 1 2. This is a new Arlington TV podcast. I do not have a name yet, so you have to forgive me. My name is Zoe Carter Christian, and we are here. I appreciate the patience that everybody has given me. This time has not been used lightly. 2022 was a great year for myself. I was able to do a lot of reflection. I was able to do a lot of resting, also a lot of working, and a lot of studying. I've come together with some great people, and this is pod 1 of many.
Yes, sir.
And today,
yes, sir,
I am joined by somebody who I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the last 2.5 years. A young man that from day one has shown me a refreshing take on ambition. It's refreshing to be able to look at this young man who's all of 23 years old, right?
23, yeah.
23,
sure.
The mindset that he has, he's able to take into his day-to-day life. I've been able to draw inspiration from, and I've been able to really just reflect and be. It gives me hope watching this young man work. It gives me hope watching this young man go through life, and it gives hope to the idea of things not necessarily. I may have not had this same type of hope before I met this guy when it came to the younger generation, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all motherfuckers are confusing in my opinion, but yeah, he makes it all make sense for me. This is like my little brother. In my opinion, the number one hip hop R&B artist of 2023. This is Trendsetter CJ. Let's make some noise for him.
I appreciate that, bro.
And as always, before we get into it, there's a tradition that we have here. Okay. I've been doing it off camera for the longest, but now that we're starting the podcast, it's going to be how we start every single podcast, which is, I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I'm right there with you. Cheers, my man. Cheers. Trendsetter CJ, y'all.
Let's get it, man.
Yeah. That's that head dog. Get that head dog in your system.
I drink tequila. That's crazy. My man got me in here drinking the Henny, man. Let's go up though.
How'd you get into tequila? How did you get into tequila?
How did I get into tequila? I ain't gonna lie. I just fuck with Don Julio. For real, like, my man Kobe type shit, he had passed away, you feel me? But before he passed away, he was really popping up with straight Don Julio type shit. So ever since then, I just started fucking with it, though. The Blanco. Now I be fucking with the Reposado, for real.
And now it's just all tequila, pretty much.
All tequila, yeah.
Because every single time you pull up where I'm at, you know what I mean? It's margaritas, it's Casamigos, it's fucking Don Julio. I like the darker liquor, man. I'm not going to lie. Hennessy just gets me somewhere that the tequila just doesn't. Like, it's like you go to different regions. Like, if I drink tequila, I'm feeling like more beachy. I'm feeling more like, clubby.
Right. I think that's why I like it, though.
Hennessy, it just settles me all down.
Yeah.
Brings me down, brings me back to earth a little bit, but also, like, I don't know, it just taps into.
What got you on Henny heavy?
Oh man, my mom, when I first turned 21, my mom's first, it was I think it was my birthday. My mom got me a bottle of Hennessy for my birthday, when my 21st birthday, and it was like I had never had it before, and I was like, I drank it. And it was like, I felt like I was getting in touch with my fucking ancestors or something. Oh shit! Like, I ain't never been drunk before. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think it's a lot smoother. You know what I mean? I just kind of like, but I can't do it all the time either. So if I'm drinking, like, let's say if I drink 2-3 times out of the week, it's not gonna be Hennessy. I just kind of save for a special occasion. This is a special occasion.
Yeah, facts.
First podcast. First time we've been able to really sit here and plug everything in and get some shit going. Right. We've talked about it for a really long time.
Real shit.
talk to me, because right now you are in the castle in Virginia, my personal estate. You know, y'all not gonna know where that's at, but right now we in the castle.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how from Suitland, Maryland, you get to you get wrapped up in the Virginia scene.
Okay, so for real, I ain't gonna lie, like I really used to come to VA for the malls, for real, you know what I'm saying? I feel like anybody from PG County really do that, like, you know, Tyson's out here, Springfield, Potomac Mills and shit. But I had met somebody and they really had put me on to, you know what I'm saying, the Virginia, you know what I'm saying, nightlife scene. Like, that's how I found out about Don Tito type shit. So I found out about, I'm gonna just tell the story, you know what I'm saying, how I met you type shit, because that really ties it all in. Like, you feel me? That's why I always give you credit. If it wasn't for you, bro, you feel me? Like, niggas want to be here type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I don't believe that, but I appreciate it.
Nah, you know, really bro. You know, bro. You know, bro. Man, so basically went to Don Tito type shit during like the day. Like, I think it was like a lunch, you know what I'm saying? Time type
like
shit.
A day party?
Nah, not even a day party. Like,
it was just like you just went
like on
randomly for a lunch.
Random,
yeah, okay, Taco Tuesday.
But they was saying, like, the waiter was saying, like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, we throw events at night, you know what I'm saying, Thursday nights, Saturday night, like, come through, blah, blah, like, follow them on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So when I see the Instagram, the first person I see is you, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I go to your page, you feel me, like, it's flooded, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, like, man, like, the club is where it's at for my type of music, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I gonna, you know what I'm saying, get in the industry? And at the time, I wasn't even clubbing, period, or like really even drinking heavy, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I began lit. You feel me?
Wait. So you went to Don Julio wasn't a major thing until you got at the Don Tito.
Yeah, exactly. And that
it was my fault.
It was like in the midst of that, it was crazy because it was like getting into the club scene. It was like crazy because like what niggas was going through in the streets type shit. It was a crazy mix. You feel me? Because like, in the mix of me meeting you type shit, it's shit going on in my neighborhood, XYZ, that niggas got to tend to that shit, you feel me? But it's like, I'm still trying to like find my way with the music, you know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy how that shit really tied in, bro. You feel me? Like, it almost went hand in hand because like, it was a way to escape, you know what I'm saying? Around my way, but still chasing with what I want to do type shit, you know what I'm saying? And not even escape because niggas still there, but at the same time, like, getting away from the environment, and you know what I'm saying, in a sense, when I can type shit.
So it almost like providing an outlet,
right? Exactly. Yeah, that's the word.
From Suitland, you know what has, because you're out here all the time, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've told you in the past that it's almost like you live next door to me. I see you so much. You know what I'm saying?
Though. Yeah.
What is the biggest? What are the pros and cons of Virginia versus, you know what I mean, where you're from? You know, because I just think that too often time when we talk about the DMV, right? Yeah. It's like, depending on where you're from, you have a different description of what that actually even means. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, this is just coming from a Virginia nigga myself. I feel like we get the worst end of it. You know what I mean? I feel like Virginia gets the most disrespect out of the whole DMV, just in terms of how y'all talk about, like, how I hear DC people talk about Virginia, how I hear Maryland people talk about Virginia. But
shout out to Winchester, man. Yeah. I had to throw that out,
man. I didn't say that. I didn't even say that. Yo, I might, we have to wait 3 more podcasts before I shout out Winchester. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, what has you're somebody who's out here with no, you know, you out here.
Yeah.
So some of the same things, the same reasons why some people from Suitland might not come out here as often. You're pretty much, you know, you know, what would you say are the biggest pros to like partying in Virginia versus like parties in Maryland or parties in Suitland?
Well, for sure. It's no real party scene in my area type shit. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple cool places you could go to, but you're not gonna get like the club vibe at all. You know what I'm saying? I could name places, but it's like that's not even. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
they're not paying you, so there's no point.
or you'll go to like Maryland for like a go-go. You know what I'm saying? In my area, like Suitland, it'd be a go-go like the Fast Eddies. You know what I'm saying? Or another little strip club joint or some shit like that, like some slight. You know what I'm saying? And in the same sense, like, you gotta be way more on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless, you're gonna be on point, but at the same time, you really in your area. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So you feel you have a heightened sense of awareness when you're at home versus when you are in Virginia.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
But it's like at the same time, it's like anything can happen anywhere. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real, but it's like knowing the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Or knowing the odds in this situation. You
Right.
feel me? Like,
What was growing up in Suitland like for you?
Man, shit was lit. Like, it was lit, but it was crazy at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Just growing up, seeing literally everything. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the rise and fall, like the falls of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Also, like, getting motivated by street shit. You know what I'm saying? Seeing people change their life. You know what I'm saying? See niggas like on drugs heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally seeing it all out there. Like, even shit I can't say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all of it just like making mad at you. At the same time, it was good days too. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like growing up, like, all that shit just made us stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, down to like the fights, down to like even school shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Did you get in fights a lot in school?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Really, I ain't gonna lie, it really ain't really start popping off for until like high school. Like, I got into a couple fights in middle school, elementary school, you know what I'm saying? But like high school when shit really got, you know what I'm saying, real, like
the kind of I mean, that when that testosterone kick in, boy, you know, everything's something to prove. How would you say you dealt with all of the adversity? Because you know, just describing where you're from, you talk about your adversity first, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you see. So how would you say you best dealt with that adversity to be here right now? You know what I mean? Having the run that you're currently on and everything that you're about to do going forward.
I mean, I would say it takes a lot of balance. Like, it's just knowing like you're not your situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be in some shit right now, but like, I look at everything, that shit something like jail, you feel me? Like, my mind just said that shit to me. It just like had me thinking though, like, it's just like when you do a bid, you feel me? Like 10 years, 20 years, like one day, like, you gonna walk out and be free. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, nothing gonna last forever. So I feel like I always seen a bigger picture in myself and like for what I want for myself. You feel me? Like, that's what always kept me motivated. Like, even though I'm doing XYZ, I still want to do other shit. You know what I'm saying? I still want to, you know what I'm saying, see myself really successful. So I feel like that was always like what kept me going. Like, I never got stuck in what I was in type shit.
Did you ever were there things that you did, like, or things that so when I ask, like, you know, like methods, like, were there things that you actually did, like, I don't know, like, write, or, you know, did you go to music for you know, your outlets there? Because even though the nightlife industry here might be an outlet now, it's like in the moment or in the scenarios, what are things that you've done to, you know, just kind of keep your head out of certain things, or keep your, you know, to keep your self on the narrow or the straight path?
I really say like unity helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, people around you, you feel me? Like, that'll always keep you going. You feel me? Also just like staying focused on your, you know what I'm saying, staying focused on your path. Like, that's just what always kept me going. Like, through all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, the worst moments, is like, I'm gonna do this shit for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep going just for that. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel.
I hear that. I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
So where would you say, how much of Suitland is in your music?
Shit, all of Suitland. For real, all of Suitland. Like,
do you remember like the first time you put pen to paper, or like the first time you knew like you were an artist? Like, coming out of that environment.
Honestly, I feel like, all right, coming out of that environment, like, when I knew like I was getting notoriety, or
not even notoriety, but like that you actually
want to do this
because
shit.
For me, your music is bigger than, like, it feels, there's levels to how you create. So I've seen it firsthand, first and foremost, but there's depth to your creativity. So I'm just wondering how you tap into that coming from the environment that you're in. If it's, you know, if there's chaos around, like, where do you find the peace? And like, when was the first time that you realized, like, using pen and paper, I can write my destiny?
Right, exactly. One, I would say like music itself helped with all that. You feel me? Like actually listening to different sounds. Like I never wanted to sound like anybody else. Like that was always my thing. You feel me? Like even though I listen to other artists, like I might pick up on some shit. You feel me? Like you're gonna get inspiration from everyone. You feel me? If you listen to them a lot, but I just always wanted to be different. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it came down to the music.
What were some of your inspirations?
Gotta say Michael Jackson. Straight up. Jay-Z. You feel me? Miguel. Drake. Yeah, I say that's it for real.
Okay.
Yeah. Like really in that, you know what I'm saying, in that time coming up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
starting, you feel me? And as far as like when I like decided I really wanted to be an artist was probably around like the age like 8, 9, you feel me? My sister, like, she always told me I was gonna be a rapper. It was funny because my cousin used to try to be a singer or whatever. Like, she's like, y'all gonna be like a duo, blah, blah, blah. Like, it kind of like put a bug in my ear in a sense, like, and I really started getting into like MTV, you know what I'm saying? 106 and Park, you feel me? Like, really just watching hip hop and being like, damn, I can really do this
just
shit.
like soaking in the culture.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Really, and then it's like, I grew up around a lot of shit, you feel me? Like, seeing like my uncle do crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, my other like all my uncles damn near locked up for some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if they home, you know what I'm saying? It was after a long bid, you feel me? So just seeing how they move, you know what I'm saying? Putting me on a different shit, like then going outside at the basketball court, but it's like that shit down there a war zone, you feel me? Like older niggas like, man, y'all gotta get out of here, like XYZ, you know what I'm saying? Not really telling us what's going on, but we not like they stopping the whole basketball game, like niggas coming through, you know what I'm saying? Like, just seeing all types of shit, you feel me? Like it just all like put me in a mindset like almost saying like this is who I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got a story to tell, you feel me? Like just from the shit I've been through.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel that, you know, so when I listen to your music, there's two things. Number one, it's like I think about how it's consumed. So, you know, for me, it's like, man, I like this shit. I fuck with it. I understand where he's going with his flow, his delivery, the melodic hooks, or, you know, things like that. But then on the flip side to it, it's like the content matters. You know, I feel like in today's age, we've seen plenty of examples of how the content that you talk about on your records a lot of times are bigger or deeper than just the record itself, right? So when I listen to you as somebody who deeply cares about you, I just always think about, like, I wonder if CJ thinks about this before he you know what I mean? Like, just goes and does it. So is there a thought process that goes behind that? Is there a thought process behind what you release and what you don't, or what you say and what you don't say? And are you conscious of the times and how it just seems like very, very, like, it's just spooky times, you know, for hip hop artists?
I feel like a lot of my shit is like spirit in the moment. I said, like, going towards this year, I'm gonna work on being more strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like, really taking my time and figuring it out, and like right now, because I have written like a few videos, you know what I'm saying, scripts, but some of them didn't fall through. But like Messy, I wrote that script like down to the T. Like, I wrote the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole treatment, you know what I'm saying, for the video, whatever. It does, like, that does play a big part in it. Like, even with a release coming up, I feel like it should be plan more. Maybe you should get a certain amount of comments before you drop it. Let more people repost it, you feel me? See if people really rocking with it, you feel me? But still do spirit of the moment shit too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you gotta give them all that.
You mean like in terms of how you release the music? Like, I think I'm talking more in terms of the content in the music, the responsibility behind what it is that you're saying or what it is that you're presenting. Okay. You know, because I feel like you're somebody who has, like, when I look at your content, it's just like it can be consumed. You know what I mean? Like, where it's not too street, right? But it is still street, right? But it's not. You know what I mean? Where you're making it all about the one thing, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or all about violence or glorifying one thing. You tell a very broad story.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You tell the good and the bad of the scenarios in life that you live.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do you think about that when you're actually producing, when you're actually recording it, when you're actually creating it? Is it something that you're conscious of, or do you just kind of go?
A lot of times, like, I feel like that comes from like just feeling like different ways. You feel me? Like some days, like I might just be on some like love song. You feel me?
Right.
Like just speaking positive shit. Like really, like I ain't gonna say my feelings, but like just feeling. You know what I'm saying? How I'm feeling. And then it's like other days I might just be on some other shit. You feel me? Like it just always. Like, I feel like that's just been my life. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like just from my mother's side of the family, my father's side of the family. Like even though it's a mix of like the street shit on both sides, but I would say my father's side was more like. So, all right, I'm going to take him back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to New Jersey and Florida, like almost every summer, you feel me, until my grandfather passed away. He was showing me a different side of life, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was around different cultures of people, you know what I'm saying? And, like, experiencing different shit,
right.
Trying different food. Also, my grandfather, he was a pastor, you know what I'm saying? Like, in an Episcopal church.
Okay.
So, you could just imagine the different type of cultures that's in there. And, like, these people treated me away, like, in a good, you know what I'm saying? In a good sense. I'm just saying, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's different. And my grandmother, she always used to tell me, like, don't get caught in the loop. She always told me that, like, but she never explained it or, like, really ever went into detail, you know what I'm saying? But she knew what I was facing back at home, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my situation, single mother, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it is, you feel me? Older sister, but she living her life. My mother not there. I'm getting into shit with my friends, you feel me? Like, niggas know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, in a sense, I'm still seeing, like, good shit, you feel me? Like, going out Florida, you know what I'm saying? Over rich people houses, you feel me? But it's like, then I'm coming back to Sulin, though, you feel me? Like,
right.
And it's go time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with the niggas around me, you know what I'm saying? Beyond that, even if I go away from that, I'm hanging with other niggas. I know a lot of people, so I feel like the music will always, like, it'll always be that story, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody got two sides to them, to a sense, you feel me? Like, yeah, like that's really, you know what I'm saying, the gist of it for real.
What do you think your grandmother meant by "don't get caught in the loop"? Like, if you were to describe that to somebody, like just in simple terms.
I mean, most of the time, like, we're a product of our environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's where you at for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you came from a whole different place and you stay somewhere for long enough, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna become that to a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, hang around like 9 millionaires, you'll be the 10th one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's real shit.
No, that's real.
But it's like, at the same time, like, you hang around with 9 bums, you'll be the 10th one. You know what I'm saying? G shit.
Yo,
so it's like,
you only can get as far as the examples that you see.
Exactly,
I feel like, you know, I think some people will aim for the stars, like, you know, but if you've never seen or have like that representation, like, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, how can you get to where, you know, you ultimately want to go if there's not any examples around you of anybody getting there?
Exactly.
But if you have like great examples around you, like, I feel like what you're saying is, like, when you talk about your grandfather, and then like also some of the other conversations that we've had in private, just about how you've seen your olders, like your OGs, the people around you, like, just, you know, diving into different cultures young, you have a lot of great role models of people around you, like, that have kind of paved the way in their own ways to getting you where you're at right now. Would you say that?
That's facts. And it's like, you can learn something from everyone. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like, some of my people, like, I mean, to me, of course, because they're my family, they're the greatest people, but to the world, not really. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the shit they did, you feel me? But it's like, I feel like
that's family, bro.
Even through the worst shit, like, you can learn so much from people, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's not learning, like, from them, but, like, watching them and learning from them, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or they might teach you a lesson about some shit. So I feel like I just had, like, a lot of people to learn from, even if it wasn't, like, physically them telling me what to do. Like, I could, like, watch from example, you know what I'm saying? Know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. So when making the music, because you do have a couple of different sides. Like you said, you can go to the streets.
Yeah.
You can go to the club. You
Right.
can go to the sheets.
Right. G.
What is it just like what, depending on the day or depending on the beat, or is it depending on the mood? Do you have to go certain places to create certain songs? Because the time I was in the studio, nigga, you made a banger.
Yeah.
One of your best. You know what I mean? You made Crazy in one take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He told me we was pulling up to the studio. He told us we was gonna go to the studio. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is like maybe 6 months after I met Trendsetter CJ. I'm like, all right, bet, cool. We gonna come to the studio. Me, Pablo, my fiance Morgan. We went. We grabbed a bottle of Hennessy and we drove to Suitland, Maryland. What was it, Suitland that we went to? We drove to Suitland. I'm thinking we go to the studio, man. We pulled up. Man, it was a crib. It was a neighborhood. I mean, there were people outside. I didn't know where we were. Man, that dude did it in one take. I mean, like sat there and like as soon as we walked in, like started rapping about us being there. That's when I knew he was a genius. I just wanna put that out there. So.
Crazy.
What would you say is your favorite album of all time?
By myself, correct?
Just like in general. Now I know so one of the things about me and CJ is that we bond over Dead Presidents, and we bond over Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z. It's one of my favorite albums. I would probably rank it somewhere in the top 10 for me.
Top 5.
Top 5 for CJ. I'd probably put it in my top. I gotta think about that. I gotta look. I gotta think about it.
That's how that was a hard one.
But that's one of the reasons why we really came together. Is like he has a immaculate taste in music. So what would you say when you think about your top 5 albums?
Top 5 albums. All right, yeah, that's a better one. Okay, so it's not an order though.
No, all right, no order. I won't hold you to that one this time.
All right. I mean,
I'll get you next time.
I'll do it. Matter of fact, I'll do it in order.
All right, there it is.
I'll do it in order. Number 1, Thriller. You gotta give it to Thriller.
That's an easy way out.
You know what I'm saying?
That's an easy way out. Yo, everybody knows Thriller.
Right.
All right, we'll go with Thriller though. But yo, Thriller's amazing. I mean, like it is literally one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Literally that, like straight
you can't deny it.
Yeah.
But I do still think like you know what I mean.
That's
the one that you could go with that nobody's gonna say nothing about.
Right.
But you know what I mean? If you try and give it to them,
yeah.
Like, what's the one that you not riding from Suitland to here bumping no Thriller?
Shit. She be telling me cut it off. Real shit.
All right. As long as it's legit, as long as I know, I have now confirmed through multiple sources that Trendsetter CJ is rocking from Suitland to Virginia, bumping Thriller. All right, it is his number 1 album, and I shouldn't say shit about it. Okay, I stand corrected. Number 2,
I'm gonna go Reasonable Doubt.
Shout out to Jordan, yo. Shout out to Jordan because she just gave me the look like, yeah, this nigga's listening to fucking Thriller coming down this motherfucker. If you don't believe it, look at me, man. Look at me. All right, I believe it. All right, go to number 2.
Reasonable Doubt.
Number 2.
I'm gonna put that at number 2.
Why do you like Reasonable Doubt so much?
Well, first of all, the album came out on my birthday, June 25th.
Okay.
It was 1997. I was born in 99, but same difference.
Was it 97 or 96? I think it was 96.
It was 96?
I think it was 96.
I feel like it was 96.
I think it was 96. I can't.
It was 97. Yeah,
Alexa, what year did Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt come out?
Oh, he was right.
Wikipedia.com. On June 25th, 1996.
Alexa off.
Oh, you got me.
The OGs are still undefeated out here.
The OGs are. I can't
just
take
undefeated
that
out here. You know what I mean? But no. Wait. 96 was a very good year though, bro. You have to understand. I think I remember 96 because of Jay-Z. Like I remember Dead Presidents, the video coming out, and it being 1996.
Yeah.
That was also the same year that Tupac passed.
Damn.
So it's like one of those years that I just kind of remember, even though I was maybe 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old.
Gotcha.
So I just kind of remembered. I remember 96, 97, 98, 99 very vividly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But not, you were only 1 year off.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was 97 though. No bullshit.
But Reasonable Doubt. Why do you love that album? I mean, but I know it came out on your birthday, but what is it about that album that still speaks to you? In 2023.
Honestly, it really became number one over time. Like, it wasn't my favorite album off the rip. You know what I'm saying? It actually became my favorite album maybe like 2 years ago. Been a Jay-Z fan, but like I was a Jay-Z fan, but I didn't listen to every album. Like now it's like I'm really getting into Jay-Z, you feel me? Like over the past 2 years, like really listening to like the Black Album. You know what I'm saying? Even like just now listening to the Holy Grail joint, the Magna Carta. You know what I'm saying? That joint, you feel me?
You know what's interesting about you saying that about Reasonable Doubt is that it didn't do well out of the gates. It wasn't a high selling album originally.
Because he still was underground for real.
I mean, it was like he was becoming more well known on a mainstream level, but it still wasn't obviously what it is today. But it wasn't even. I mean, like I said, 1996, Tupac passed. The biggest thing in hip hop was Tupac and Biggie. It was the East Coast versus West Coast war, and Jay-Z was obviously on the East Coast, but like maybe like fourth or fifth on the list of MCs that was like coming heavy at that time. So it didn't have the exposure, and Rockefeller was independent. You know what I mean? Like they were coming in a lane that nobody was coming in at that time. So it didn't do well out of the gate, but over time it became Jay-Z's most notorious album because of just like how fun. I love that album. Just, I know you didn't ask, but I love that. I love that album because of just it takes you, like Illmatic takes you to Queens.
Yeah.
You can see Queens.
G shit.
You know what I mean? And even before I ever even stepped in.
What's your favorite song of Illmatic?
New York State of Mind.
Okay.
I heard the pianos.
I'm gonna go. I gave you power.
Ding 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 ding. So when I think of Illmatic, I just think of that. I go straight to that song.
Okay.
Straight out of the fucking dungeons of rap.
Yeah.
Well, real niggas don't make it back. You know what I mean? Yo, that's my favorite song.
Nas is one of them.
What's yours? It ain't hard to tell.
I gave you power.
Okay, all right. Like, but those two out, I feel like that album and then Reasonable Doubt, it just takes you to Marcy. You know what I mean? It takes you to Brooklyn, and it paints such a vivid picture of what ended up playing out. You know what I mean? Like ultimately, like Jay-Z's whole path is kind of set in that album. You can kind of you just listen song to song, it all makes sense. Yeah. So for me, I just think that the production level on it, like, they've always been very, very good with their producers. I feel like Rockefeller, like Jay-Z's always picked his producers very well. Yeah. So I just feel like the production level on that album is just like
it's crazy.
A1. It's like a movie. Right. It's like a mobster movie.
And it's crazy how the songs blend, like, in its own way. When you listen to that album straight through, you know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
cohesive.
Yeah.
That's something that's missing. Yeah. In today's art.
It is. I feel like a lot of times now, like, people just record in the songs and then they just put it together.
Right. There is no cohesiveness.
Exactly.
If you go back to like that time, if you think about the contract structure of the artist, right? So every album had to be a certain amount of songs, right? So they would fill these albums with skits that would bring the album actually as a whole together in a very cinematic way. Right. So now when you get albums, first off, they're streamed, so it's not like a physical form most times. But then second of all, they're really, like you said, it is just a collection of songs, which is cool. But I feel like I just, what is wrong with taking a couple extra minutes to build a cohesive project that makes sense? It tells a story. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't. I think it's just the way that things are consumed nowadays.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's so fast paced now. I feel like music today is way different. Even the process of making music back then was way different. Like, you couldn't just like punch in. You kind of had to do songs straight through. You know what I'm saying? Like, mixing and mastering was like down to the T. Like, you couldn't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays I feel like you can make a song in damn near like 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Even if the song is good or not, you can still get it mixed well, fast. Everything is just like, so it's.
You recorded Crazy
Yeah.
in less than, it was like 30 minutes when we got there.
Yeah, it definitely
you know what I mean?
was.
So
Exactly.
you've like adapted that style. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't know that fucking style, bro.
Yeah.
Like, for those who know and don't know, I made music for a very long time, just in my life. But, you know, when meeting CJ, the eras are so different. So I was able to see his creative process. And I mean, I'm telling you, we were sitting there and he freestyled this song. It took him 25 minutes. I'm telling you, it was like bar for bar. Like, when we walked in, he dropped my name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in here with Zoe and I'm smoking on that loud. I mean, it was like literally as soon as we walked in, we were smoking.
Real shit.
It was like, damn!
Real shit, like,
he rapping in real time. But
real
it was
shit,
so
bro.
impressive because of how he was able to deliver it. Like, the line stood, but also the song stood, and was like, I was very impressed. But for me, it was always pen, paper, or writing it out on my phone, listening to a beat. So, you know,
It's never really hard because it's like niggas really live that shit or like really did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything I speak on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really happened. So
Right.
it's like, it's just like, it's easy to just like let shit flow and like let it come out. Even if it's like diversity, like if I rap about a heartbreak, that shit really happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I rap about some, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying, say no crazy shit, but if I rap about some crazy shit, the crazy shit really happened. You know what I'm saying? So it just be like, it just flows natural, bro. Like, I feel like the best shit comes natural. Like, you ain't even gotta ask for it. You know what I'm saying? It's going like, it's gonna flow.
When rapping about heartbreak, is it a similar process to rapping about, I don't know, disappointment elsewhere, or is it, do you think more about your words when dealing with like an emotional response to a female, or like because it can all be relative, right? Like, anything that any bit of disappointment that you would choose to rap about, you know what I mean, you can go down a similar path each time. But with heartbreak, it's like, bro,
I mean, you just gotta make yourself vulnerable in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's like, it's not even a sense of, I won't even say like you feel weak, but I don't know how to use it. Like, you just literally make yourself vulnerable. Like, even with the turn up music, it's just like, I'm gonna just leave this all here. Like, your adrenaline is rushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you're making the song, like, you ready to just say the next bar because this is like, this is how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, really get shit off your chest. I do like writing too as well though, because like, you could take your time and really put some shit together when you write it down, and you can go back and change some shit. So that's something I want to work on this year too. You know what I'm saying? Like, more pen in the pad. You know what I'm saying? Like, just putting hooks together, putting verses together and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I went through a breakup one time and made the diss track of all diss tracks and promoted it like I was gonna release it, and I had to listen to that bad boy about 15 times, and it was hard. It was hard. But I was coming from an emotional standpoint, so I chose not to ever release it. Right? Like, I just think that there's important there's messages in everything. So anytime that you're, no matter what you're doing, whether you're writing it down, whether you're just spinning off the top of the head, it's just like, always pay attention to the message, because you know, depending on how you're feeling at that time, you might not feel the same way in 2 days. If the song blows, you're not gonna feel the same way. You get what I'm saying? But the message is still there.
Exactly. Now, you speaking on breakups, what's the hardest part of a breakup?
I think truly it is the conversation with yourself. You get what I'm saying? I honestly feel like that is the hardest part. Because most times you're always trying to get the other person to understand something, when in all actuality you need to understand that it might be over. If you can grasp that, then you can stop half the house from burning down and get some of your collectibles up out of there. Or we can both burn this house down, and then you're not getting shit back. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
the fact you said breakup. I just said, let me just throw that out there. You know
Like,
what
bro,
I'm
I
saying?
dissed the shit out of my ex on that song.
Real shit.
You know what I mean? I'm glad I never released it because it's like, yo, I never like, bro. Now it's, you know, if I see her down the street shopping at the mall or something, it's 10 years.
Right.
If I would have released that song, to this day we might have issues. You get what I'm saying?
you should.
But the fact that never came out, I was allowed to like still vent my frustrations. But we also don't have like a public record of how like terrible, because I was mad.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But like it was also in like I felt better after I just said it. That makes sense. And not everything I feel like is for public consumption, especially if it means like, yo, it could really fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just me. That's just me.
It's definitely, I feel like that's with music too. Like sometimes I done recorded some shit and it's like, yeah, I can't put this out because I just said too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, said way too much. So I mean, I understand.
So 2023, we're going into a new year.
Yeah.
What is to be expected from the Art Trap Trendsetter brand?
Everything bigger and better. Like straight up. This next video, these next 2 videos I got planned, like it's a script along with it. It's really gonna be showing some nice shit, some different shit. So yeah, it's gonna be lit. We gonna kick the year off right.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love to see that.
As far as that, just consistency. You know what I'm saying? Just wanna make more lit content. You know what I'm saying? Probably make songs around shit. Just to build like a bigger picture for it. You know what I'm saying? For every song, and still work on the old shit. Cause like people still be wanting videos for shit off the tape. So it's like I'm gonna do that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Man, I love that. I love that.
100.
Anything you wanted to say before we kicked it off? Before we get up out of here and finish the rest of this Hennessy?
Shit, Swole, AP.
Before you say it, if
Yeah.
you remove the mic from your mouth,
Okay.
so you can see your whole face.
Bet.
Basically, that makes sense.
Let me move this joint.
Yeah, because it's cool to have it.
Right.
Now that you're saying something.
Swole, AP, Art Trap for Life. I put on for Sudan. Let's get this money. New Orleans and TV. Let's get it.
Zoe Carter Christian for New Orleans and TV. We're signing out. Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did that, motherfucker.